Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of Bradford Committee of Adjustments meeting for Wednesday, May 28th, 2024. I will go through the agenda. First thing is to call this meeting to order, and it is 6:31, so the meeting has been called to order. Next, our adoption of the agenda. It's recommendation that the committee agenda dated May 28th, 2023 be adopted. 25, not 23, be adopted as circulated. Do I have a motion to adopt that? Mr. McLean, do I have a seconder? Mr. Fahim, all in favor? And it passes. Excellent. I will go to part 3 on the agenda, the declaration of pecuniary interest in the general nature. Do we have any interest? If there's anybody that needs to declare pecuniary interest, just to let me know before the file, but everybody looks clean. Number 4, the adoption of the minutes. The recommendation that the committee agenda dated April 23rd, 2025 be adopted as circulated. Do I have a motion? Mr. Fahim, no, it's Mr. McLean, Mr. Fahim, and myself, all in favor of adopting the minutes. And we've got all three of us. Excellent. Yusuf, any correspondence regarding this meeting that have come in?
There is no additional correspondence for this meeting, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. So let's just get into the big long speech. Number 6 on our agenda, the order of business, 6.1, introduction purpose of this meeting. This meeting is a statutory public hearing held pursuant to the Planning Act to consider applications requesting consents and or variances from the provisions of the municipality's zoning bylaws. As per the Planning Act, the hearing of every application shall be held in public, and the committee shall hear the applicant and every other person who desires to be heard in favor of or against the application. Written notice of tonight's hearing was provided to the applicant, prescribed agencies, and adjacent property owners in accordance with requirements of the Planning Act and applicable regulations. Signage was also provided on the subject properties. 6.2. Explanation of meeting procedures. 1. The application's presentation. The applicant or a representative will be invited by the committee to provide details of the proposed application and its merits. 2. The application correspondence. The chair will invite the secretary-treasurer to present any correspondence received for the application being considered. 3. Member participation. The members of the committee will be invited to address the applicant and ask questions relevant to the application. 4. Public participation. The public will be invited to address the committee to provide comments in support of or opposition of the application. And 5. Further action. Following the question period, the committee may then make a decision regarding the application to defer consideration of the application, reserve its decision, or adjourn the meeting. Should the committee make a decision approving or refusing the application, the secretary-treasurer will issue written notice of decision subject to the requirements of the Planning Act. Upon issuance of the decision, a 20-day appeal period is initiated during which the applicant, the ministry, or specified person or public body that has no interest in the matter may appeal the decision of the Committee of Adjustments to the Ontario Land Tribunal. Number 7, business. 7.1, minor variance application COA 2025-9. The minor variance application is D13-25-06, owner Canadian Tire Properties, Inc. The applicant agent CT REIT, care of James Cassidy, and the location is 430 Holland Street West, part of Lot 13, Concession 16, being Part 2 and 5 on Plan 51R-26813. The applicant is seeking relief from zoning bylaw 2010-050 as amended, respecting the minimum parking space requirements for all retail stores within the existing commercial development. I will now ask Mr. Cassidy to make any presentations, or if you have any comments, or the microphone is all yours.
Hi, everyone. No presentation materials at this time. However, I did review the staff report and had no further comments, so I'm just here to answer any questions that the committee may have.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I will now, ask if there is any correspondence for this application. Mr. Yusuf?
Hi, Mr. Chair. We have no public comments made to this application regarding 430 Holland Street West. We do have finance department comments that were made to this application. So if I may read, sure. Taxes on the following property have been paid and the account receivables are current. Therefore, there are no objections at this time regarding the respective minor variance application. So that would be towards this application. That's it.
Excellent. I'll now ask any members, Mr. Fahim or Gavin, do you have any questions for the applicant? None? I just have one, Mr. Cassidy. You're okay with the conditions laid out in the staff report?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, is there any public participation for this? I don't believe there is, but I'll just ask again. Sometimes people come in last minute.
No public members through the meeting, as well as any public comments through email.
Excellent. Our
Yes.
catch, it's working.
Yeah.
And I will ask then for further action. Do I have any members that are willing to put together a motion to approve, defer, or to disapprove this, or not disapprove, sorry, to not allow this to go through? Gavin.
I'd like to make a motion that we pass the minor variance with the list of conditions set out by the town.
Excellent. Do I have a seconder? Mr. Ahmad. And all in favor? I'll vote on this. Excellent. So, Mr. Cassidy, it has been approved.
Great. Thanks, everyone.
Have yourself a nice day.
You as well.
We are now going to move on to application 7.2 on our agenda, and that's minor variance application COA 2025-8. Minor variance application D13-25-07, owner Hanish Sharma, Asha Sharma, Prem Sharma, and Braham Sharma. The applicant agent is Noble Prime Solution Ltd, care of Tanvir Ray. Location is 65 Ferragini Crescent, Plan 51M1137, Part Lot 59 RP, 51R43427, Part 7. The applicant is seeking relief from zoning bylaw 2010-05 as amended, respecting setback requirements for the steps and the required number of parking spaces in the residential R1-4-1 zone of support and accessory dwelling unit. At this time, I'll ask Mr. Ray. Is it? I apologize.
He just dropped off the feed. He mentioned that he might have a problem. We'll just give him a second to reconnect.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's the chair's connection that just faltered. So we'll just give him a second to reconnect.
No worries.
I apologize for that. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we got it. We understood. Explained.
Well, you guys all went frozen, and when I asked Mr. Ray how to pronounce his name, everyone was frozen. So I'll pass the microphone over to Mr. Ray to discuss this applicant.
Thank you, sir. We were seeking a minor variance regarding the setback requirement on the side yard, for which the city says the maximum encroachment allowed is 0.6 meter, whereas we are going with the 0.91 meter encroachment into the side yard. And initially, we submitted the application with a reduced number of parking from 3 to 2 in case of establishing a second dwelling unit in the basement. But there has been sudden changes on site as city has installed a new tree on site, so which was added onto the application. And based on city's recommendation, they asked us to rather reduce the size of the parking instead of reducing the whole parking.
Okay.
So which we amended in the application, based on which city asked us that it is better for us to defer this application at this moment and come back to next meeting so they can have informed decision regarding this application. So this is just a request for deferral in this meeting. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Yusuf, do we have any comments on this file? Any?
We have no public comments and public emails regarding this application. Well, we do have finance department's comments, if I may read.
Sure.
Taxes on the following property have been paid and the account receivables are current. Therefore, there are no objections at this time regarding respective minor variance application.
Excellent. So I'll open up to the board members. If you want to actually skip through and ask, there's no public participation on this file. If somebody wants to put together a motion, Mr. Fahim.
Yeah, I would like to push the motion forward towards to defer the application D13-25-07. Yeah.
Excellent. Do I have a seconder? Gavin, all in favor? Okay, so good luck with the deferral, and we'll probably see you here next month or the next couple months.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Okay, and now we're going to move on to 7.3 minor variance application PLN-2025-33, minor variance application D13-25-08. Owners 2717668 Ontario Limited. Applicant agent is Rudy and Associates, care of Michelle Cutts. Location is 1812 Country Road 27, north part of Lot 27, Concession 2, being parts 1 and 2. On registered plan 51R 1454, file number D13-22-08. The applicant is seeking relief from zoning bylaw 2010-050 as amended to recognize the existing office as a legal non-conforming use in order to facilitate expansion of the office within the existing building footprint in the agricultural exception A-1 zone. I would at this time, sorry, I'm gonna switch screens here. I would like to ask, I guess, Michelle to make any presentation to the members.
Good evening, members of the committee. I'm Michelle Cutts from Rudy and Associates, and like was said, I'm representing the owner of the property, but also a prospective purchaser of the property, Alex Troop from Alliance Homes, and he is also here on the Zoom call this evening for any questions or description of his business if required. Youssef, would you mind pulling up the presentation?
Yep, no worries.
Great, thank you.
Can everybody see?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
You could, yeah.
Okay.
Great, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that slide's fine to start at there. Thank you. So the property, as already indicated, is located at 1812 County Road 27. It's at the corner of the third line and County Road 27. It has frontage along, obviously, both of those roads, about 45 meters on each road. And the site is just over 2,000 square meters in size. There's an existing 1.5-story commercial building with obviously associated parking areas on the site currently. Next slide, please. Thank you. So within the existing building, there's 2 floors. The first floor is the majority of it is taken up with the existing restaurant facility at this time, and office areas are shown, and that's the upper picture there, are shown in the 2nd-story area. And these floor plans are actually from 2007, and they are as per the town records. Next slide, please. Thank you. So I won't read out these slides, don't worry. This is where it can get a little dry, but the site is designated agricultural in the town's official plan, and it is zoned agricultural exception, the A1 zone, and that A1 exception zone just permits a variety of commercial uses. They are listed here. I won't read through them all, but a variety of commercial uses, and one of which is obviously including a restaurant, a gift shop. It seems strange to have that in an agricultural zone, but those actually did come from the original Tecumseh bylaw 8137, when the property was originally zoned highway commercial before amalgamation of the 2 municipalities. Next slide, please. So the subject property has been operating for decades as a commercial establishment, and this is since prior to the original Tecumseh bylaw of 8137, which was passed in October of 1981. Our office is in receipt of an affidavit, which is provided by the current owner of the property, and that affidavit states that this building has been used as both a restaurant and standalone office uses dating back to at least 1980, so prior to the Tecumseh bylaw, and ongoing throughout the history of the building. So the affidavit it's included within the submission that we made, but it includes conversations with longstanding residents, neighbors, and patrons of the property. Accompanying that affidavit and included in our application is a legal opinion letter, which does state that, given the affidavit that is commissioned and signed by a lawyer, that the use of an standalone office space has existed on the property since at least 1980 and has continued throughout the years. Also, a review of the town file for the property was completed by town staff, and there was no information to refute the affidavits received to date. So professional offices and standalone office uses, they're not specifically permitted within the current A1 zone, as you saw in the previous slide. However, given that we have an affidavit indicating that the office use has been a longstanding use dating back to prior to 1980 and prior to the passing of the Tecumseh bylaw 8137, continuing to present day, it's my professional opinion that a standalone office use would be considered a legal non-conforming use on the property. Next slide, please. So the proposal for the building and the why we're here tonight, the minor variance request. So it is the intent of the prospective purchaser to continue to use the existing building for a variety of commercial uses as it has been used in the past. This would include a restaurant, coffee shop, a gift shop, as well as standalone professional offices. The purchaser, Alex Troop, who I mentioned is online as well. He owns and operates a home building company. It's called Alliance Homes, and which includes a decor center. And he intends to move his entire operation to this 1812 building if the minor variance is successful. To ensure that the home building company can be a standalone office use within the existing building, the intent of this minor variance application is to request an expansion of the historical legal non-conforming office use and to ensure that the office use can expand within the current building footprint. So what Alex is looking to do is to create additional office space throughout the building, and so he can run his standalone home building and decor center office out of this building, along with other permitted uses. And this will allow to run his core operations, a very successful home building business, while also being in a position to subsidize the carrying costs of the property through additional permitted uses such as a restaurant, coffee shop, gift shop. If you could go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So, one of the great things about having someone excited about a building is the updates that can occur, and that will likely occur to a building if this is successful. So I've just shown here. I'm sure you're all very familiar with this, with the original 1812 building, and this is just below picture is just a rendering of an idea of what an updated building would look like. So increasing some landscaping, updating the exterior of the building, but again, always keeping that original building footprint. Next slide, please. So the town official plan does define within section 7.116 of the official plan, it does define legal non-conforming uses, and it does permit the extension or enlargement of non-conforming uses, and that is through the Committee of Adjustment. So that is why we are here this evening. Next slide, please. So in summary, it's my professional opinion that the request for the expansion of this legal non-conforming office use on the lands is appropriate. It does represent good land use planning, and it does meet the 4 tests of a minor variance. The expansion of the legal non-conforming use meets the policies of the official plan. The expansion it meets the intent of the zoning bylaw by allowing for an expansion of existing use on the property. And realistically, the expansion is very minor in nature as it will be contained within the building. They'll have no negative impact on the property itself, only positive, in my opinion, or the surrounding lands. More office space will actually require less parking than that of a large restaurant. It will generate less traffic in general than that of a large restaurant. And it'll generate traffic visits during regular business hours rather than late at night, as a restaurant / bar typically would. The office use is desirable. It'll allow for the building to continue to thrive in the face of difficult economic times for restaurant and retail industries. It will ensure that the site continues to house a variety of commercial uses and that it is well maintained into the future. Next slide, please. So that's my presentation. Hopefully it explains sort of what we're looking to do here, and available for questions. Again, Alex Troop, the owner of Alliance Homes, and the prospective purchaser is also available if there are any questions.
Thank you very much, Michelle. I'm just going to go to Yusuf and ask if there was any application correspondence on this file.
Hi, Mr. Chair. There are some applications, comments regarding this application. If I may read. Please note that there are outstanding property taxes on the following property. Therefore, it is recommended that any outstanding balances be paid in full prior to the approval regarding the respective minor variance application. We also have 2 more comments made. One second. Corporate Services, Legal and Enforcement has no comments. Please continue to include us in the update of the submission. The County of Simcoe Transportation and Engineering Department has no comments or concerns at this time on the proposed minor variance applications. That would be the only public comments regarding this application, as well as no public comments from any emails.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will then ask our members, Fahim or Gavin, do you have any questions for the applicants? Not saying no. I'm going to ask one question. I think it's a beautiful idea. I really like it. Can I ask, are you guys, did you both have a chance to read the staff report, and would you be okay with the list of conditions laid out in the staff report?
Through to you, Mr. Chair. Yes, I have read the staff report. I see no concerns with the conditions. They're fairly straightforward. When the prospective purchaser, if this is successful, does go through, he will be going through for a building permit, and he will need to show that there is the appropriate parking areas and whatnot. So it all seems fairly standard to me.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I'm going to go back to Yusuf for public participation. Do we have any emails that have come in, or is there anybody that is wanting to ask questions from the public?
As we speak, and there is no public comments regarding any emails for this application, as well as no public attendees.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'll put this into back to our members for a vote. Do I have a vote, or excuse me, a motion on this file? Mr. Fahim.
I'll put the motion forward to approve the application D13-25-08, a list of recommended condition, and attached in the appendix 1.
Thank you very much. Do I have a seconder for that? Gavin, all in favor? Okay, congratulations. It's been approved.
Thank you very much.
Have yourself a wonderful evening.
You as well. Thanks.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, now we move on to everyone's favorite part of the meeting, other business. I will ask Yusuf, do we have any other business that has to be discussed before we adjourn?
No other business at this current moment, Mr. Chair.
Fahim, Gavin, Madeline, anybody have anything they want to chime in? Nope. It's a beautiful day outside. So I'm going to then call put a motion together to call this meeting and adjourn this meeting at 6:55. Do you have a seconder? All in favor? Okay, the meeting is adjourned at 6:55.